Today we are going to be making fried rice and fried chicken. I mean deep fried chicken. So guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ijoma of AF Lifestyle. This is me entering the kitchen to make New Year's food. A quick check on myself just before we get to work. I had marinated my meat a night before, so this is me. I put it on the fire and I decided to let it sip out its own juice. And this is my green marinade. This green marinade is made with a combination of spring onions, green peppers, ginger, garlic, long chili peppers, and green habanero peppers. So guys, I added this chili, allowed it to cook, added some more water, and it cooked for about 5 minutes. Removed it. I put the pot I was going to use to boil the rice. So this is me. I use big bowl rice for this particular fried rice recipe. So during the course of this, I was switching stove tops, using different places. This is me frying the chicken, and I fried it in batches because my pan was quite small. Fried the meat until it was crunchy and golden brown. I bought my rice because it's a Nigerian rice, and this is the pan. What I'm doing here is that I put in some oil, added fried rice spice so that I can be able to toast the rice before I start cooking. One thing about fried rice is that they have to know the kind of rice you are using to cook and know how to deal with it. Know the kind of rice. This is going to help you know the amount of water you are going to use and the length of time you are going to cook this rice. So here I think there's a second batch of the chicken. It was done and I was removing it from the oil. The next batch of the meat going in so I can fry it perfectly. So guys, don't forget to ask your questions in the comment section. This is me frying the liver. Comment, share this video, and you can help this channel. So this is the meat stock. You can see I'm doing a lot of switching. I'm trying to transfer the meat stock right into the rice which I had earlier toasted. I like to sieve it because of these particles, because they're going to spoil your rice. If it's jollof rice, I don't mind leaving it, but fried rice, I have to remove it because it's going to spoil the rice. I mean, it's not going to look good. So I topped up with seasoning, bay leaf, chicken powder, and next on the list is to prep my veggies while the rice is cooking. I had diced my vegetables, this is my carrot, a night before, and I kept them in my freezer. So that's the reason why it is tied in different nylons. So for the vegetables, I start with the vegetables that are much harder. Carrots is hard, this is peas, quite hard, and runner beans or green beans. These three are quite hard, so I started with them. I added that oil/water on the base so that it doesn't, burn, so it can have time to cook. A quick check on my rice. Here I was trying to check if the water has dried up and if the rice was already done. Back to my vegetables, I seasoned it with some salt, some soy sauce. Tell me, do you use soy sauce to cook fried rice? This is the first time I'm trying that. And topped up with some seasoning powder. I didn't use the bouillon cubes, I used the chicken powder to season it, because fried rice is chicken. It's majorly paired with chicken. So the last on the list is my bell peppers, because these bell peppers are usually very soft, so they are the last on the list. Then toss this. At this point, these veggies were about 90% done. Once I add it to the rice and the heat touches it, it's going to be 100%, perfect. Take a look at this now. This is my kidney beans. These kidney beans has been cooked earlier on, so it doesn't need to cook anymore. It's already done to my taste. For the sweet corn, just rinse off. I'm not adding it right here because my daughter doesn't eat sweet corn, so I'm going to add it to a separate pot. You'll see later in the video. So another quick check on my rice. I think at this point my rice was perfect. The water had dried, it had cooked to perfection, and next on the list is just to combine the vegetables. You can see me doing another switching. I kept moving pots from the lower to higher portions to have different heights. Yes, here I switched off the light later on. I don't think I got it in the video. And here is the rice. Take a look at the color of the rice now. This rice is beautiful. The color is just in between yellow and green. So I poured in my cooked veggies. Oh, don't you like what you're seeing? I didn't finish the veggies so that I don't want the rice to be very crowded. And next is to stir it. Combine this thing. Food is ready. Who doesn't love fried rice? At this point, I needed to eat before I continue. Man must chop before somebody will collapse. This fried rice tasted really good. Next on the list is making banana puff puff. I just had this one banana that was soft and left on my counter. I said, okay, let me try something new. Let me put it in my puff puff mix and see how it goes. Guys, we ate this puff puff, but the puff puff didn't meet my standard. So take a look at how I made this puff puff. I mashed the bananas, added some flour to it, passed it through the sieve, sifted it, added some sugar. After the sugar, next was the yeast. The yeast is a key ingredient in making puff puff. It helps it to rise. And last but not the least, was the water. Salt is very optional. When you wash your hands, ensure your hands are clean, because with gloves you can't do this thing properly with gloves. So I started mixing, continue to do this, stretch it, beat it, so that the yeast can rise. For the water, I use lukewarm water. Please, emphasis on you can use room temperature water, but lukewarm water is good. Then I wanted it to rise so fast because I didn't have time. I tied it in nylon so it can produce heat. Covered it up with some kitchen towel. The essence of this is just to produce heat. I went extra mile by adding some semi-hot water, not too hot, in a bowl, added the puff-puff mixture over it, covered it, and I set it out in a dark place under my cupboard because I wanted it to rise in 10 to 15 minutes. Lo and behold, I waited for 45, maybe 15 minutes, and after that, this thing didn't rise. Anyway, I blame the yeast. Anybody that makes puff-puff and it doesn't rise, definitely the yeast is going to take the blame, because the yeast is responsible for the rising of the puff-puff. I can't throw it away. I have to make it like that. Besides, my kids were already expecting the puff-puff, so I had to fry it like that. And to tell you that this thing didn't even shake, look at it now, sitting pretty at the bottom of the oil. Something you're supposed to put in immediately to bounce up and start floating. I just used my spoon to wake all of them up, and look at it here. I fried this puff-puff until it was golden brown, and guess what? It still tasted yum, but just that it wasn't that perfect puff-puff I always make or that I would always want. Look at me, guys, now. When you open the inside, you can see there's no air. Will I say the banana was preventing me from rising? After this, had my bath and prepared to go out. Bye.